Thanks for coming out for this amazingly exciting day. It was Waterloo's best kept secret for a while. We had a gag order. We weren't allowed to tell anyone, but we did just that. We're very good Christians in that regard. I'd like to welcome our distinguished guests. On our panel here, we have Mayor Ted Young, Village Administrator Don Northrup, the brains behind this event. We have Trustee Josh Mull, Senator Pam Helming. We have Jackie Koski from Congressman Tom Reed's office. Oh, I'm sorry, Jill. We have it down here as Jackie. I apologize. And we also have Courtney Mercer representing the American Planning Association. In addition, in our audience, we have Katie Evans, who is president of the Upstate chapter of the American Planning Association, as well as several board members. So thank you for being here today. Do you want to wave? We appreciate you being board members. When we first found out that we were receiving this distinguished award, we were reflecting on this beautiful village of ours. And as you sit here and look at this park, it is full of monuments and memorials for all the great people here in the village of Waterloo that have died for their service or have served our village in one way or another. This building here, Main Street School, was actually one of the first schools in the district, and we use this park and this platform for many local events such as our Memorial Day, Celebrate Memorial Day weekend. And as I was driving through the village this morning, thinking about today, the streets were lined with cars, West Main Kitchen was packed, people were walking the streets, and I thought to myself, this is really the beginning. We are really going places and being acknowledged for having a great comprehensive plan is just the beginning of where we're heading. So we hope that today in this celebration of our beautiful village, that people will be motivated and hop on board with us as the ball continues to roll full steam ahead to make Waterloo the great place that it is. So at this time, I would like to welcome Courtney Mercer of the American Institute of Certified Planners and the American Planning Association Board of Directors. Courtney?
Well, good afternoon. The weather is beautiful and perfect for a great place. Like she said, I'm Courtney Mercer. I'm on the board of directors of the American Planning Association representing the Northeast region. I'm actually a Jersey girl. Took a long drive up here. It was very scenic and beautiful. And driving through town, I can definitely see why you're a great place. The Great Places in America is the flagship program of the American Planning Association. It celebrates exemplary character, quality, and planning. Places are selected annually and represent the gold standard in terms of having a true sense of place, cultural and historic interest, community involvement, and a vision for tomorrow. Most importantly, there's a legacy of planning there. This year, we're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of honoring planning and planning efforts that have communities of lasting value. A major goal of this program is to start conversations about communities and about community planning amongst the public and public officials. Waterloo is among 15 designees from across the nation in 3 categories that celebrate the characteristics that contribute to creating communities of lasting value. We selected Waterloo because it maintains a connection to its heritage while looking forward. The village created its first comprehensive plan with Main Street as its focus. The plan looks to enhance connectivity through existing trails while connecting the great business district with its cultural and heritage assets like the National Memorial Day Museum and the Cayuga Seneca Canal. You already had some great bones here with a mix of uses in the commercial district. You've enhanced that with a complete street, which is something I work on. I'm very excited about the road diet that went on here, taking 4 lanes and turning into a much more walkable and pleasant 2-lane street. And you've used innovative and smart leveraging of multiple funding sources to get things done on the ground and encourage further economic development. So for these and many more reasons, it's my honor to celebrate Waterloo as a 2017 Great Place in America, and I'm honored to present this acknowledgement to you, Mayor. There you go. Right? Yeah. I think that's the official. Congratulations.
Well, good afternoon. I'm just going to say a few words, and I mean a few. You know, some of you don't like to get carried away. This is a great honor that's been bestowed on our village. Years ago, I'm probably one of the few up here that remember Waterloo being a two-lane road already with trees overhanging the two lanes. Then they decided they'd go to... excuse me, higher? There. Some of you probably remember the 2 lanes going to the 4 lanes. Now we've gone back to the 2 lanes to make it more friendly. It also enhances what we've been trying to do through the help of TOMA, MRB, and a lot of the other engineering groups, and just everybody on the village board, planning people that got behind all this to make it what it is. It's still growing. This award was given to the village. You are the village. This award is for you and what we plan to do and where we want to go with this. We've seen a decline in downtown, which is now coming back to life again through new development, new stores. Some of our old standbys have been there, from Cicino's to Leo's to Pearl's. These businesses have hung in with us, and we're hanging in with them. So as we move forward, you know, there's been, my board members can vouch for it, there's been some criticism, not a lot, of what we were trying to do with the money that we spent, but it's starting to pay off. And we're very excited in the direction we're going, and we hope that with everything that's going on, it's going to keep right on going. And again, I'm very excited for receiving this, but it's your award. It's not the village. And I just want to thank everybody for being here today. I know that it's a beautiful day. There's a lot of things going on in the county and everything else. But again, I want to thank everybody that's here to share in this with the village. And again, thank you very much. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our Senator Helming, who has been a great asset to us moving forward with some of the things that we've been doing in the village. And we continue to have a great partnership, and we're going to continue with that partnership going forward.
Nobody heard that comment, right? Well, good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say I am so honored to be here. This is an incredible day, as the mayor said, for all of Waterloo, the village, the town, and our entire region. Because what's happening here in the village, it's going to spread and have lasting impacts on the entire region. It's going to attract new businesses that are going to help not only the village, but all of us along the 5 and 20 corridor and beyond that. I want to say I am especially thrilled about this designation and about the work you're doing. For me personally, downtown revitalization is a passion of mine. It is so frustrating to me when my husband and I, when we travel by car, and as we pass through our beautiful old downtowns across the entire country, to see them just drying up and fading away, and seeing the big box stores on the outskirts taking over, it saddens me. So I think you're setting a great example here of how we need both. We need the unique downtown, as was said earlier, the reason for this award, the preservation of our unique historic buildings and walkable places, just so important to a community, balanced with those out-of-town big box establishments. So I congratulate all of you for the tremendous job you've done in earning this designation as one of the 5 great streets and great places in America. This is truly a well-deserved honor, And this recognition, it's my understanding, is a culmination of a year-long effort to reconfigure and revamp downtown Waterloo. And I guess you could say that indeed the birthplace of Memorial Day is experiencing a rebirth. It began with the village crafting its first ever comprehensive plan and making Main Street the central focus of its effort. It continues today through the efforts of the village as well as the work of private businesses like Chichone's, a longtime family-owned business, and new businesses like West Main Street and Stan's. And as the mayor alluded to, I've been so privileged and felt so honored to be able to work with you. For those of you who may not have heard, just last week we received news that the village was receiving a grant for $3 million to improve the water treatment plant. That's critical. If you're going to encourage people to move into your community, if you're going to encourage new business to invest, you need to have that critical infrastructure in place. And that $3 million grant is a good start to make that happen. And that's all the hard work and efforts of the people that you see here, as well as so many of the engineering firms, including MRB and others. Their leadership and their partnership with the community has made that possible. So thank you again. As I said, these improvements will ensure that residents have access to safe, reliable drinking water and will encourage job-creating businesses to set up shop knowing they will have adequate water supply to meet their needs. I again congratulate Mayor Young, the village board, and all of the small business owners who invested in this community. I wish you all much success as you continue to move the village forward. Thank you. On behalf of the New York State Senate, Mayor, I'm proud to present you with this citation for you being named to the top 5 great streets in America.
Keep passing the baton here. In the beginning, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Gina Sufferty. I'm Deputy Mayor and Village Trustee as well. We do have other trustees that are not here today, but we have 2 others. In addition to this team, I have to acknowledge 2 trustees that are no longer on our board. That would be Dave Dupre and Bonnie Hosford, who also put in numerous years with the village, and I think they deserve to be recognized as well. So at this time, I would like to introduce Jill Koski, a representative from Congressman Tom Reed's office.
It's okay. We do have a Jackie. So, again, my name is Jill Koski, and Congressman Reed is really sorry he couldn't be here today. I just left him. He's over in Romulus. He's doing town halls today. So we went from Candor to Romulus, and now he's heading down to Hammondsport. So I am Tom's economic development liaison, so it's my job to actually go across the district and work with communities like Waterloo and manufacturers and all sort of aspects of economic development. And I can say that this is a perfect example of what you should be doing. It's a perfect example of planning and capitalizing on your assets, which is, what I sort of preach across the district. And so this is an example of sort of making those connections, and it's a story that I can tell in sharing best practices, because this is a perfect example of that. And I just, we have a cottage. Our family has a cottage right down the road, and so we come to Waterloo, and it's just one of my favorite communities. It just feels good, right? So I really love it here, and I'm really proud of what you're doing, and I do have it's actually a certificate of special congressional recognition presented to the Village of Waterloo in recognition of the American Planning Association placing Main Street, Waterloo, New York on their Great Places in America list under top 5 great streets. So congratulations to you, and congratulations to all of you, and thank you for the invitation. You're welcome.
Just some general knowledge for what's happening after this. We have Revolver here, who's going to be playing. Well, they've been here for a while, all setting up, and they've been practicing, and I've been listening to them as they've antagonized me earlier, but they are amazing. I went on the website, listened to some of their songs. They're really good. So hopefully you could went on your website. They're amazing. So stick around, call your friends, bring them down. In addition, we hope you enjoy the village while you're here. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Josh Mall, village trustee, who has some closing remarks.
All right. We all have our own different, unique stories about how we all ended up here in Waterloo. But we all have so many fantastic reasons to stay here in Waterloo. We have that rich history. We have a strong pride. We have an awesome ability to celebrate. We know how to celebrate. And we have some really good food here. So to those over 16,000 vehicles that go through our four corners each day, pull over, experience Waterloo, tell your friends. You can't miss it. To those folks who keep on driving through, you're totally missing out, but we'll be here for you next time you come through. I do want to mention that we have some vouchers here to hand out to all of those present. So after the performance here, you can travel on through downtown to stop and get a bite to eat at a number of our amazing restaurants. I'm going to name them. We have Stan's, and Cicino's, Connie's, First Dragon, La Fiesta Bravo, F&A's, Miss V's, and West Main Kitchen. So we're going to stop talking now, and now we're going to turn it over to the band. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Our village administrator, Don Northrup, this man has outstanding vision. We have the most meaningful conversations with this man. He is creative, and he always says the words, outside the box. This is the guy right here.
Well, I think most of you have heard the passion come through from all of those of us that have grown up here, so much of our life and our success to the many people that guided us growing up, the school system, sports programs like Little League. And I guess we're lucky we have the group that we do. Changes a little bit here and there, but everybody has the same passion in their heart that they want to see that come back, that spark where people want to come here, stay here, raise their families here, can be employed here and make that all work. But it takes teamwork. I think the mayor really deserves a lot of the credit for allowing us to work in such a capacity. He gives us some guidelines and we run hard, but certainly anybody that's a veteran that has seen that side also of the tour, raised here, the nostalgia of the many families, again mentioned some of them named here on some of the monuments. It's a special place, it really is, and we're just so excited that we're all coming together as a team with our professional groups that are helping us and being recognized for just trying to do the right thing, as my father used to try to put into me. Just do the right thing. I think we're doing the right thing. I think it's showing. And, God bless America, but also God bless this village, and hopefully we can be an inspiration to others. As Senator Helming said, that we got to get these downtowns going again because they are really charming places when they're going in full bloom. So, again, thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Josh has coupons. Please come up and get one per person. Revolver's ready to kick it off. We'll do some photo ops near maybe the flowers or something, and just stick around and enjoy. Thank you so much for coming.